Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt.
Garcia continue his rapid ascent.
Campbell. This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special, and there's no hype.
Oscar BEVIS, IFL TV MTK Global, delighted to be joined by Matchroom's new signing, Mr. Solomon Dacres. So this interview sums up 2020 for me. This is the third attempt, currently 0-2 on IFL TV, so let's have it this time. How are we, mate?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Yourself?
Not bad, not bad. Let's jump straight into the news. So, yeah, yesterday he was announced as a Matchroom fighter. You got the social media reveal, the posters and all that. It must have been proper nice to look at, really.
Yeah, it was a good little touch. You know, obviously, give yourself a little bit of a buzz going forward. You know, turning over, it's something new, obviously. So, gives you a little insight. You know, there's going to be more eyes on you as you turn pro. So, yeah, it's good that way.
I think it was only a couple of months ago that you announced you're going to be working managerially with Sam Jones and S-Jam. They got fighters across different promotional companies, guys with Frank, guys with Eddie, guys with MTK. Were you encouraged to do some digging for the right team?
Yeah, of course. You know, they looked at different avenues for myself. You know, we sat down with other promoters, you know, your Frank Warrens, you know, the bigger promoters in the country, and Hearn and Frank Smith, Matchroom, and we found that Matchroom was the best platform for myself, you know, my own career going forward. You know, S-Jam have other, you know, people with other platforms, but for myself, we felt that Matchroom was the better one for me.
What would you say the reasoning is behind that? Because obviously everyone's got their own strengths, you'd say, as a promotional company. So why is it Matchroom?
You know, obviously we've got the big, you know, platform at Sky Sports and DAZN. You know, I'm building myself in this country. I feel like Sky Sports has got, you know, one of the biggest viewerships, you know, for this country. So to build yourself, you know, at home, and also, you know, with DAZN, get a little look in overseas. You know, you might get your face out there as well around the world. And, you know, it's just a huge platform for myself. And, you know, we're looking to go on the biggest platform.
I said this to you before, because of the whole DAZN thing as well. When things are more routine, Eddie will put some Matchroom US cards on. He might look for some card fillers as well. Has that American dream creeped into your brain yet?
Yeah, a little bit. It'll be good to perform, you know, in America. But I think, to be honest, boxing, especially the heavyweight division, is booming in England. So building myself at home in Britain, it's not no bigger than that for me anyway. So to be honest, it's where it at is here.
What do you make of Eddie Hearn, the man? Because I'm sure you probably spoke to him before you'd had these discussions. We know he's become a bit more than a boxing promoter. He's a bit of a celebrity nowadays. What was your first sort of meeting with Ed like?
Yeah, I actually met with Frank Smith. I've seen Eddie before, you know, in Sheffield and that. You know, he's the man with a plan, you know. Hopefully in his hands, you know, he can do great things with me.
When you sit down for these discussions, like you said you had with Frank, do you put a plan in place, or are we going, here's a debut, let's move bit by bit, or do you put like a year-long plan, an 18-month plan in place?
Yeah, you put together, you know, a bit more, not just fight by fight, but yeah, like a year or two years, you know, and plan out, you know, for a couple of years and get yourself a number of fights, you know, and where you want to be after, say, 5 fights, you know, 10 fights, and you know, do a deal like that from there. So, you know, you're looking forward, you know, you're not just getting on one show then getting sacked off. You know, you're looking at, you know, a good amount of time to build yourself.
And it's a weird time. I mean, Matchroom and one of the guys, I suppose, who have the capabilities to put shows on during a time like this. But will it be things as normal for you? Will you look to end the year 5-0, 6-0 like a normal professional, or will you have to accept, look, shows aren't as regular. I might not be as busy as I would have been had I turned over 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I think, you know, they've done a good job. They know that in the lockdown they can get shows on, and I think they have show dates. And, you know, with the part of the deal is that, you know, we'll get a certain number of fights. So in 2021, even, you know, next year. So we will be looking to have, you know, a good amount of fights, you know, at least 5 fights next year. And, you know, they should be all penciled in, really.
The domestic scene's bubbling nicely because your amateur pedigree, which I know you went into with Coogan when you first signed with Sam. Are you looking at guys like Fabio Wardley and guys in the domestic scene, or do you have to sort of take a step back and relax? Because obviously you haven't had your pro debut yet, but because of your pedigree, do you look at these domestic guys at all?
Yeah, I mean, of course, stepping into the game, you're looking at, who you got to go through to get to the top. And, I'm coming off the GB squad, I'm not looking to just, dwell at, a basic level. I'm looking to, whoever's there domestically, just go through them. So, all the guys that to step up, I'll fight anyone. My management knows I'll fight anyone. They just said, we've got to manage you the right way and build you the right way. But I said, I'm ready to go whenever.
Your management have got Flori Marco and an absolute belter on January the 30th. Now, I don't want to play the role of S-Jam boxing, but I can imagine that's when we might see Solomon Dacres' debut, possibly.
Possibly. What date was that again?
Jan 30th?
Jan 30th. No, I don't think I'll be on that card, but okay. I think I'll be February. Not long after that. I think February time we'll be looking to make the debut. Yeah.
Good stuff. And I suppose being a Brum boy, do the second city need a fresh face to back as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think from Birmingham, we've only ever had one world champion, which is, Callier 5, trains in this very gym, with Max McCracken and myself. So, on a heavyweight wise, we've not really had no big success. And I think that, myself, I can be the guy to bring that, excitement and bring some, heavyweight glory to Birmingham, hopefully.
And I suppose, I can't remember the last time there was a show in Birmingham done by Matchroom. I think it must have been Callier 5's homecoming. So we're talking 2.5 years ago. So do you think about headlining Birmingham one day at the arena as well?
Definitely, man. Getting the fans, when the fans can come back and, bringing it back to Birmingham, that's something that I definitely want to do with Matchroom and something that we're going to work with my team to, hopefully get some shows in Birmingham and really, get a good following back in Birmingham and get boxing booming here.
Yeah, because I spoke to someone and someone you sparred with from the GB team in Fraser Clark recently, and he said to me his reasoning for not turning over was because he's done all the fighting behind closed doors. And obviously, you're not going to fight your whole career behind closed doors, but did that play a little bit into your mind when you were thinking about making your debut? Did you think, oh, could we hold off for June? Maybe everyone's got the vaccine and I can have like a big party for my pro debut?
Yeah, to be honest, myself, I wasn't really bothered. I just wanted to turn over and I wanted to get active, and I want to get active as soon as possible. For me, it's about fighting and progressing myself in the career, or the, partying after, and that'll come whenever. But I just wanted to get active and, really start performing.
Look, whenever it is buzzing for another heavyweight, we didn't even need another heavyweight, but we've been treated to one. So I'm sure the UK fans are buzzing for that. just a little message for the UK fans before I move on to something else. I know you've said about your style and that, but now you perhaps got the fire in your belly for your debut. What can I expect? Can I expect you to come out and give us a highlight reel knockout in 15 seconds? I don't know. Talk to us.
It could happen, but I'm a smart boxer. Obviously it's my debut. I'm gonna feel him out for a bit, but the power's there. I could start opening up early. If I see the shots early, it's gonna be time to let them go. But I'm not a novice boxer. I'm a well-seasoned amateur, international, level, and I know when to find the openings. But early doors, if the openings are there, I'm gonna just take them. There's no hesitation from me.
Now, I want to talk about a stablemate. He's now a stablemate, Mr. Anthony Joshua. I know you said you've done hundreds of rounds with him, and obviously coming off the back of his win against Kubrat Pulev, all buzzing for what can happen with Joshua next year. Just talk to me a little bit about Joshua's performance against Pulev and what you saw as a fellow heavyweight soul.
Yeah, I think it was a very well-schooled performance. He didn't rush it. You can see he's working on a lot of things, boxing-wise. He took his time. He picked him apart. And when the opportunity was there, it was a brutal finish, and I think he's really becoming, well schooled as a top quality, world champion. And it was a good performance, man. You could see he was working on new things and he was putting them into fight time.
What did you make of his post-fight? Because I feel like he got a little bit of stick when people saying he didn't really send for Fury. I know he has mentioned Fury in the past in a more brash way, I suppose. But yeah, what do you make of the sort of criticism perhaps he received for not going straight for Tyson Fury after the fight?
Yeah, I didn't get the criticism. He said if it's Tyson Fury, it's Tyson Fury. So he's not bothered. You know, he'll fight Fury, whoever's got the bout, which is fair enough from him. You know, he wasn't gonna. You don't need to shout him out. That's the fight that's there. But he basically said he'll fight him. I don't know what more people want from him, really. You know, he starts shouting like a WWE match or something.
Obviously, the last month we've had Joshua Pulev, we've had Dubois Joyce. You sparred those guys quite a lot. Have you? I don't know. Is there anything you can take from that going into the pros, because you've seen one side of the criticism of Dubois with the whole quit situation. You've seen the positives of a world-class performance like Joe Joyce. You've seen people slag off what Joshua has said. There's so many different levels to the pro game. Have you learned anything from the last month watching these guys?
Yeah, definitely. That, you know, you just, at the end of the day, you got to do your job. You got to put the hard work in the gym, because no matter what you do, people are going to find something to say or here and there. But, you know, as long as you're performing and winning, you know, you're going to be happy yourself, aren't you? And you're going to keep progressing. So you just got to keep your head down and in the gym and performing on fight night. Really, that's the main thing in this game.
I get the idea you're not going to be someone who's there calling everyone out under the sun. I don't know, maybe you might be.
I might switch it up, mate. I might go to a press conference and start calling everyone out.
I suppose that's the way of getting your name out there
I'm
nowadays.
happy to fight anyone at any time. I know, yeah, it seems to be the way, you know, especially with these YouTubers and that boxing. But, you know, I'm a true fighter. You know, a lot of true fighters know that they'll fight anyone, and just keep your head down and the time will come.
Good stuff. Right, so thanks for jumping on with me. I know the connection wasn't unreal, and I know we've had to do it about 3 times, but I'm sure we'll speak at a press conference and we'll be there for your first fight, and hopefully it's the start of a good journey.
Yeah, man, hopefully, man. Thanks for having me on.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.
Garcia continue his rapid ascent.
Campbell. This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special, and there's no hype.